What's up, guys? Luke back again with another Gaming Week in Review podcast, where we talk about the things that have interested us in the world of video games each and every week. Before we get started, if you like this kind of content, make sure you smash that like button as well as subscribe with bell notifications turned on so you can catch me every time I do a podcast like this or any of the other crazy videos I like to put out. But with that being said, let's get right into it. Little Nightmares 2 just received a demo. It dropped a couple of days ago. Today, I actually was able to try it out with my stream, actually right before I fired up this podcast so that I could have it fresh in my mind. And I also did this on stream, so heads up, guys, I do stream every Thursday, Friday, Saturday evening over at Facebook Gaming. Link is down in the description below. We'd love to have you. We play majority of what we play is battle royales, but we also play retro games, indie games, games like Little Nightmares, narrative-based games, and much more. So come over and say hi. I stream as the Praying Gamer, so if you need prayer as well, I'd love to pray for you over there as well. But as far as Little Nightmares 2 goes, oh man, I mean, it was obviously just the demo, so it's just like a small part of the game, but it's exactly what I would hope to see out of a sequel so far. From what we've seen so far is a progression of the story, which is I basically stated when I was talking about games that I played in 2020 that it says so much without saying anything. But it does have as you dig into lore of the game, it does have a lot of story to share. So I'm very excited that it seems like they're progressing that story on through some of the pictures and things that came out throughout the demo and some of the posters and things like that. So I thoroughly enjoyed the demo. Of course, the puzzles stump me as they always stump me. The art design is very good. I feel like the animation has definitely gotten a bump and an increase from 1 to 2, but it's that same Little Nightmares goodness that we fell in love with the first game. I feel like the second game is going to be just as good or even better, dare I say, than the first one, which was an absolute masterpiece. So if you guys haven't checked out the demo yet, go and check it out. It's on all the PlayStation networks, 4, 5, of course the Xbox systems as well, and Nintendo. So many different ways to play. Go and get the demo. It's completely free, and you can kind of check it out for yourself, see if it's something that you would like to pre-order. By the way, this game does come out in February, so it's a little bit of ways still, but it's rapidly approaching. And there is a new Pokemon Snap trailer that has been released actually today, the day of this recording, and it's basically another sort of cinematic trailer. It's not really a gameplay trailer, but I did pick up a few things from the gameplay trailer or from the cinematic trailer that I believe will translate into what the gameplay is going to be like. And a lot of people have been asking, is Pokemon Snap going to have on-rails gameplay, or is it going to be more of an open-world experience? And from what I've seen so far, it seems as though this game is going to be true to Pokemon Snap roots, and it's going to be on rails. Now, I don't think that it's going to be like a level-based sort of game. I think it's going to be more of you walk from, different park to park, but I don't know how in-depth that is going to be. Also, with as far as like the camera and like settings and things like that, there really hasn't been a whole lot that I could see watching the trailer actually multiple times. I can't talk today. Multiple times throughout the day today. It doesn't seem like it gave a whole lot to us, but I think we can definitely count on rails in the gameplay. Some people like that, some people don't. Personally, I think it's going to be a very nostalgic game, and whether it's on rails or not, I think it's going to be a great game and just like a fun offshoot Pokemon game that I'm actually really excited for. If you've heard me talk about Pokemon before, I'm very opinionated when it comes to the games of Pokemon. I've probably talked about them on YouTube, the podcast, the live stream, at least a couple handfuls of times. And my opinions haven't really changed. The mainline Pokemon games are not for me anymore. They were for me back in the day when I was a kid and I was grinding on Pokemon Yellow and Red and Blue, Silver, Gold, even Crystal. But I've since moved on from Pokemon, and every time I try to get back into it, for example, when Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee came out, I was like, dude, awesome, perfect. I want to get back into this game, and I enjoyed what I saw, and there was a lot of nostalgia there. But once the nostalgia wore off, I'm like, this game is easy. It's for kids. It's a very easy game to play. And that's great. And that's who they're trying to market to. It's just not for me anymore. It's just not for me anymore. However, I still do love Pokemon as a franchise. I grew up with the game, or I grew up with of course, the games, the cards. I'm a 90s baby. Like, we freaking loved Pokemon growing up. So I still have a love for the franchise and the Pokemon in itself. I even like the card game, but the mainline games are just not for me. However, games like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, the offshoot Pokemon games like Pokemon Puzzle Challenge for Game Boy and Puzzle League for Nintendo 64, Pokemon Snap. These games actually still get my gears turning when it comes to Pokemon. So I'm super excited for Pokemon Snap. I hope you guys are too. Go and check out the full trailer. We'll have a link for you in the description. And then also just a heads up, guys, this one will be coming out April 30th, 2021. So we only have a couple months to wait for its release. A new Steam beta has been released, and it expands Elite controller support. And this is a small one, guys, and it's very niche. So I'm gonna glance over it really quick. There's not a ton to talk about either, but I'm a big Elite controller. I have my Xbox Elite controller. I use it for every single thing I can possibly use it for. That I have adapters that I can use it to connect with, and I love the Elite controller. So anytime there's any Elite controller news, I want to sort of report on it, because I'm sure a lot of you guys that have experienced the Elite controller feel the same way and probably have this similar passions as I do for this controller, because it's hard not to love. It's a very, very close to perfect controller, IMO. But Steam has released a new beta that supports and extends the support of the Elite controller beyond anything I think even Microsoft imagined. And a big thing that I have been reading now the news has been very vague on how this exactly works, but I've been able to kind of like theorize that, and I need to try this, but I have been able to sort of theorize that this is going to be compatible as far as like with like the mappings and stuff. You're going to be able to map individual commands to your paddles that are in the back, that are separate from any other button on the controller. So instead of having, like, say you got 1, 2, 3, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 buttons, right? 15 buttons on this controller all together. Instead of having 15, you can expand that now to 18 total buttons that you can map to different commands in different games. And the reason why I feel this way, because there hasn't been a clear defined, yes, this is exactly what's happening. But the reason why I feel this way is when you program a Xbox Elite controller, it programs like itself. It's like it's internalized. So whenever you connect to a different device or another Xbox, anything like that, your programming for this controller carries over with that controller. So the only explanation for this, in my opinion, is that you now have these extra buttons that you know, are freed up and you can map. You don't have to remap buttons. You can map a whole new set of buttons. So that unlocks a lot of things, and it bridges that gap a little bit more between the keyboard and mouse and the controller, you know, gap. We still have the gap as far as aim. I don't think anything's going to ever change that unless the technology changes. But we don't have as much of a gap as far as keybinds because we now added another 4 possible buttons. So I already talked too much about this. It's really cool. Go and check it out if you play games on Steam with your controller, especially like FPSs and stuff like that. I think this is going to be a big game changer. And hopefully Xbox one day will sort of catch wind of this and start implementing that into their OS. Rock Band Rivals is celebrating their 20th season. And guys, who knew that Rock Band was still going on? I didn't even know Rock Band was still a thing. I thought it was like they were done. I thought they moved on from the Guitar Hero Rock Band sort of games. I thought they fizzled out. There was no more excitement around it. But apparently I was totally wrong, because in the background they were doing Rock Band right behind my back. I had no idea. And I guess this game apparently released back in 2015 for the Xbox One and the PS4 and is still going strong in 2021. There's still new seasons and new songs coming out for Rock Band. So just a heads up, guys, if you didn't know that Rock Band was still a thing, it's still a thing and it's still happening right now. I'd love to hear from you guys. Does anyone in my little YouTube community play Rock Band? Do you guys still play Rock Band Rivals? Please let me know in the description down below. But it does make sense because, as you know, I am the owner of a game store that is called 8-Bit Plus in the Idaho, the state of Idaho. And, you know, we get a lot of people calling, asking for Guitar Hero, asking for Rock Band, asking for the controllers, like guitar controllers for Wii or for the PS3, Xbox 360, even PS2, and sometimes even the new consoles. There was a Guitar Hero Live that released. So there is still enough, I believe, enough of a market, although mine is a small sampling, but I believe there's enough of a market for these rhythm-based, like guitar, like toy guitar or drums, or, you know, just rhythm-based games that like have your favorite songs on them. There's still a market for it, so it makes sense that it would still be around. I was just really surprised that it still existed, and I'm assuming maybe you guys might feel the same way. All right, limited run news this week. Just like every other week, we got our limited run news, and this week we have a couple last chance games. We're going to go over our last chance games first. The first game is Panzer Dragoon Classic Edition. This is a PS4 only release, standard and a Classic Edition, and the Classic Edition comes with an officially licensed Sega Saturn branded long box jewel case, Panzer Dragoon physical game for the PS4 in a standard case, Classic Edition exclusive reversible cover art with Sega Saturn branded reverse. So to kind of explain that, the PS4 cover art flips, and you know, you can have the Saturn style on the PS4 cover art. It also comes with a full color full color instruction booklet with a retrospective essay from Jeremy Parrish. I'm assuming that this is the original creator of Panzer Dragoon. That would only make sense. So definitely a cool pickup, guys. If you haven't grabbed Panzer Dragoon yet, go and check it out. Even for the standard edition, there's still a little bit of time to go and pick that one up. I'm definitely actually going to pick up Panzer Dragoon. It's just a great remake, and it's just an awesome thing that you can have in your collection. Pre-orders will end Sunday, January 17th, so we got a couple of days at the time of this recording. Go and get it if you're going to get it. The next game is Dark Crystal Age of Resistance Tactics Collector's Edition. This is a turn-based sort of tactical RPG. It looks really good. I don't know why the Collector's Edition isn't sold out, but it does have a Switch and PS4 release and a standard as well as a Collector's Edition release. As far as I can tell, they're both still available. There was only 1,000 of each for PS4 and Switch being released in the Collector's Edition format, but they're still available. So that's very limited quantities. If you are even remotely into this, I would suggest you pick it up because I feel like this is going to be worth some money down the road. So at the very least, just that collector or maybe reseller sort of mindset, pick the thing up. You know, I think it'd be a nice piece in anybody's collection, and definitely something to check out. Once again, it is standard and collector's edition, so you can even get the standard edition of this game as well. It ends soon. There's no actual end date, but if you're sort of sleeping on this one, wake the heck up and go and pick it up before it's gone. All right, so that is the last chance games, and now we have new this week, and there is only one game to talk about for new this week, and it is a big one, and that is Scott Pilgrim versus the World. This is going to be you guys know what it is, a beat 'em up game. It's a game that was just infamous for being delisted on like all of the platforms. It was a game that a lot of people loved, and I'm assuming when people found out that it got delisted, it really upset a lot of people, and it was kind of a glimpse into the future of gaming if we keep going in this direction of a digital only future, which I'm still fighting against with everything I got. But, as things go on, if we end up in a all digital future, this is kind of the dark side of it, that we could wake up one day and licensing change and expire, and the game just isn't available anymore. You can't buy it any longer. And if we don't have physical editions of these games, we're out of luck. So this one luckily was picked back up and re-released on pretty much every platform imaginable, but Limited Run has partnered with them and are releasing physical editions for PS4 and for the Nintendo Switch, as well as some various other editions as well. The standard edition, there's gonna be a standard edition, a collector's edition, and a classic edition. So something for everybody's budget. The standard edition obviously is just the game in the case. It's gonna be $34.99, and then the next step up will be the classic edition, which is going to be $54.99, and that is going to include Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the game complete edition, physical game for the Nintendo Switch or PS4. A full color instruction booklet, awesome. Reversible cover sheet, so same as the Panzer Dragoon. Deluxe plastic clamshell case with reversible cover sheet. The clamshell kind of reminds me, it's reminiscent of a Sega Genesis clamshell. Just kind of fun, why not? It is kind of a retro style game, so good stuff. A sticker sheet featuring art from the game, always cool. Physical soundtrack CD featuring featuring music by Anna Managuchi. Anamanaguchi. And so whoever that is, I don't know. I probably just butchered their name though. The Clash at Demon Head commemorative concert ticket. This is separate from the soundtrack CD, and a overworld map. That's a lot for a classic edition and a $20 bump. So that one is definitely one that's on my list. But the next one, I think, is the one that I'm going to end up getting. And that is Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the game KO edition. And this is like their collector's edition, basically. And this one is going for $139.99. And it includes Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the game, classic edition, obviously. So everything that's in the classic edition is also in the KO edition. A premium hardshell roadie collector's case box featuring working lights and sound. Opening the case turns on the lights and sound. Music from Anamanaguchi, as well as revealing a pop-up scene of Sex Bomb Ob. Contents in the case can be accessed by lifting the concert stage. Super cool. Full color instruction booklet, reversible colors, the Clash at Demon Head commemorative concert ticket, deluxe edition clamshell case with reversible cover, hardcover, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the game guide book, a CD and cassette original soundtrack from, you know who it is, Anamanaguchi, baby. Anamanaguchi, original soundtrack on CD and cassette, a full-size wooden drumsticks featuring the game art, 3 Sex Bomb guitar picks, one each of light, medium, and heavy gauges, Scott Pilgrim loading screen enamel pin, a premium high-gloss foil 7 Evil X's trading card set, 2 sticker sheets featuring art from the game. Dude, that is a lot of crap, and I want it so bad. It looks really cool, though, guys. I feel like this KO edition is... It's definitely a knockout for sure, especially with the music. It's like you open up the chest and it's like it's a roadie chest, and it's got music from the thing with lights and sound. Come on, man, that is sick. So this is definitely going to be one that's going to be high on my list if I can find the budget to pick it up. So super excited, guys. Go and check it out. But that's not it, guys. That is not it. There's also a ton of Scott Pilgrim versus the World merch out right now, guys. They got pin sets. They got keychains. They got trading cards. They got Nintendo Switch cases. They got shirts and sweaters. They got LP soundtracks. They got plungers. They got cat food. No, I'm just kidding. The last two were a joke. But they have a lot of crap right now that's Scott Pilgrim versus the World stuff. So go and check it out, guys. It all goes live the day after the time of this recording, which is Friday, January 15th. Go and check it out, guys. It's going to be a pre-order. So I'm pretty sure with all the merch and everything, like it's going to be a long-term pre-order thing. So plenty of time for everyone to get their orders in, save up, and pick up this awesome, legendary, in my opinion, collector's set for the Nintendo Switch or PS4 and for Scott Pilgrim versus the World. And that's going to do it, guys, for limited run news. Now into the bigger stuff, I guess. There's a few things that I want to touch on to end this podcast. And the first one is Marcin Iwinski. That's how I'm pronouncing his name forever. I do not even care. Accents out the door. His name is Marcin Iwinski. What a cool last name, dude. Does he always win? Apparently not, because he's the co-founder of CD Projekt Red, and we know they've been taking a lot of L's lately, but he did basically a public apology, and this is Cyberpunk news, by the way, so some more Cyberpunk news, and Marcin Iwinski did an apology, and basically said he apologized for the issue with previous gen consoles and explained that from the inside they were testing and they weren't having the same sort of problems. So when they released it, they just thought everything was a go, and it turned out that it wasn't. He then gave a sort of timeline of just the year of 2021 and the updates that are coming and the timelines that they're shooting for that I'm sure are loose. Things may happen, things may get delayed, especially if we have a second wave of COVID like people are talking about in the news lately. It may be pushed even further. I hope not. But I can't help but think after this apology and basically him saying, sorry, but it was all messed up it was all messed up for you guys, but we weren't able to replicate the same issues before we launched the game. We thought the game was good. And my rebuttal to that is what betas are for. Like, you have the biggest game of the decade releasing. Do an open beta. You think it's going to lose you sales? Are you nuts? Do an open beta. Let people try the game. You would have heard the feedback right away, and it would have been a sort of like a Halo Infinite sort of situation where they're like, okay, this is rushed. We need to pump the brakes. Give it another year. Develop it for one more year, and then you don't have the backlash and the massive loss in player base. Like, they gotta be feeling that hit right now. It's gotta make them sick to their stomachs. And if it doesn't, then there's something wrong. Because CD Projekt Red has always been known for just good quality product, a good developer. Everyone had all their eggs in this Cyberpunk basket. They were counting on it just being a good, fairly bug-free game, and up to that CD Projekt Red standard. And on PC it was, on Stadia it was, but on previous gen and even current gen consoles it was mediocre. It was a mediocre release, and they're just trying to pick up the pieces now. But that's what I'm saying to you, Marcin Iwinski. You lost, buddy, but next time do a beta and you will Iwinski, okay? I think it's helpful though that he would take the blame and basically put it on his shoulders and say, hey, and he actually did say this in the interview, or it was basically a pre-recorded video. He basically said, it's on me because it was our decision to release the game. It wasn't the developers' fault. The developers are amazing, they're talented, and I can respect that. They're trying their best to regain a good reputation and resurrect this game, and like I said many times before, I believe they will. Resident Evil Showcase is coming on January 21st, guys. Mark it in your calendar. I will tell you even the day. It's next Thursday, January 21st. The showcase is promising a tour of the Resident Evil village, so I'm guessing kind of a tour of the map, almost sort of like maybe the village in Resident Evil 4, maybe something like that, or similar to it. And it's also going to have another trailer and more information. They're kind of vague, more information on the game, and I'm assuming that they're going to dive in a little bit more to the multiplayer. So if you're a Resident Evil fan like me, you're definitely going to want to check out the showcase, or wait till my next podcast, because I will have information for you guys, fresh information, because my podcast is always recorded on Thursday over at Facebook Gaming, live on stream. So yeah, definitely either watch the showcase or watch my sort of summary of it. Dude,
Comment of the freaking week. It's the comment of the week. It's the comment of the week.
And this week's comment of the week comes from Sam Lou. And this is a short one and a sweet one. But Sam Lou said, dude, you're underrated. And Sam Lou, I want to thank you so much for those awesome, kind words. It keeps us going. It keeps us fighting through all the busyness of life to get a little extra time to record these videos, to sit down and go through news and go through this extra information that we go through and find great stuff for you guys, as well as the different repair videos we do, the unboxings. Like, all of this happens because you guys jump into our videos, you comment, you like. And I'm not gonna lie, if we weren't getting likes, if we weren't getting comments, it'd be hard to sustain this thing, because YouTube is a grind. Getting into YouTube in 2021 to 2020 can be done, and I'm believing that it can be done. And it will happen. The more we push, it's gonna grow. But it really does help to just have little encouraging words like that. So Sam, I want to encourage you. Sam, you are a freaking legend. Your Elmo burning in hell photo is freaking dope, and it made me laugh. Sam Lou, you have an awesome last name because it's half of my first name, which is Luke. So have an amazing day, bro. God bless you. Thank you so much once again for those awesome and kind words. But that's going to do it for this week's podcast. If you got value out of this video, do me a big favor and smash that like button, as well as subscribe with bell notifications turned on so you can catch us every time we post a new podcast. But that's enough for me, guys. I want to hear from you now. What do you think about the Little Nightmares 2 demo? Have you had a chance to check it out? Are you downloading it right now? Let me know in the comments, as well as what do you think about Marcin Iwinski's apology? Do you think it's legit? Do you think it helps? Or is it just kind of a publicity stunt to try and regain trust? Let me know in the comment section down below. But until next time, guys, Luke from 8-Bit Plus signing out, and I'll see you in the next one. God bless.